Okay, Darby, could you put your right elbow on your right knee? Put your hand up like this, or like that. Could you move that arm out further, the far arm? No, move your fingers not that hard, please. Yeah, like that. Turn your head towards right. That looks about right. Okay.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It's just continuation.
Continue. This is a continuation, of course, of a sketch which Muriel started at the Friendship Centre 2 weeks ago. And she's going to be just touching it up a little bit before we show it on air. A
little bit.
Of course, also we'll find time to talk to our model, Darby Atchison, who's come up here from Kelowna. And he'll tell us about his experiences as a model for the Okanagan College art class. And also last week we had another artist that was involved with the sitting, which is we know the Spotted Eagle, and I brought some of her work on the studio today so that we could show you some of her sketches from the sitting that we had previously. And we hope to have Winona Spotted Eagle on our next program to talk more about her work. And have one of our cameras zoom in. She can tell that you can see she is working on much more close-up type style of Darby, going through some poses. Great. That work that you just seen was about 2 hours of sitting with our model. How's it going, Muriel?
Actually, I think his hand, one hand is wrong. The hand that's up. Could you move it more like that? Yeah. Thank you.
When you're sketching our model, what are you looking for? Like we talked a little bit about, you mentioned the negative side.
Negative space. Just the way his clothes hang on him, and the way the light hits him at certain angles.
And of course, in comparison, go on, Ducky, don't let me interrupt you. Of course, in comparison with Winona's work, where she was working more closely into detail of the face, well, you were looking more of just a sketch of the actual frame of the subject. And we'll take this time right now to once again show you some more work, which was Winona's work of, I guess, warming up with framework. As you can tell, she was talking a little bit about just going over the frame of the model, going through the poses, standing up. So it's really important for the model to sit still and keep the expression the same, eh?
Not actually.
No?
But I like models to sit still. But it's, to improve your work, it's best if they don't sit like perfectly still and they change the way it change poses every so often. Like when I was in school, we did like 1 minute poses or shorter. Just like they'll just stand for a few moments and then change, and we'd have to get as much as we could in the least amount of time possible.
And was Darby also the model for the Okanagan College when you were doing it?
He was down there modeling, but he was not my model. I had, I can't think of her name. Lynn. I think her name was Lynn. Do you remember who she was?
Oh, I haven't met her.
Oh,
So I can talk to the model while you were sketching?
yeah, go
I
for
want
it.
to ask Darby a question now. How do you feel sitting like that for long periods of time? Of course, that's an easy
Tiring.
pose you're doing right now.
Well, it may look easy, but if I sat here for 15 or 20 minutes, it would become tiring on
Tiring.
the muscles that you
I
would
see. Do you prefer the sitting pose and what's your favorite pose?
reclining.
Get back.
Back pose, eh? How long have you been modeling?
I started about 3 or 4 years ago. A friend of mine was at the art college, and at the time I was looking for part-time work. I was saving to go abroad. So she mentioned that I should try there, and they pay pretty well for not very much work. So I've enjoyed doing it.
When you meant there, you meant Okanagan College, of course.
Yeah, sorry.
Eh? And since you're still doing the work for them this year, too?
Yeah, I work just for them, actually. I haven't worked for anybody else, except, well, either the college itself or people associated with the college.
How's it going?
I'm just adding the chair
And
because it wasn't there earlier.
the chair wasn't there earlier. He was sitting on...
Before he was sitting on a different type of chair.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm just...
So you model for the art class and you go through all the poses that's required from the students?
Pretty much freestyle.
Freestyle.
Yeah, they don't have any set poses to do. It just whatever I feel like doing, depending on the length of the pose. Then I can do, if it's a short one, I can do strenuous ones with bending and twisting and things. But as they get longer, then I have to find more comfortable poses.
What's the restriction on your modeling? Is there a limit that you do for the students?
No, I'll do most anything that they ask.
Really? Meaning, go on. That some of the poses are required less clothing, of course.
Yes, there is a bit of undraped modeling there. I guess it's to really understand the twists and turns of the human form, then it's best to see the muscles as they're strained.
That's right.
And you have to also think of the bone structure, too.
I see.
That's what I was told when we were
The
doing
bone
that.
structure, like the cheeks and the...
Well,
The way-
the entire anatomy.
Yeah.
They,
I see.
one instructor there has said that anatomy should be a prerequisite for figure drawing, just so you can understand how to draw properly.
Yeah.
The human body. Yeah, I see. Are we just about ready to...
I guess.
Of course, we're rushing Muriel here during this sketch.
Well,
and,
I'm not really rushing, but I'm just...
This type of art program that we develop on Kla-How-Ya Television, we're hoping to create a motivation to the different native artists around the Vernon area so they can take an interest. You know, I've interviewed other artists before and they sometimes hit blocks. Sometimes they don't get the motivation to draw. So by creating situations where models and different subjects are available for them to draw and working with other artists, maybe we can get a product that we can use to display the different styles of native art. And definitely some of the work that Ducky showed us today has definite potential for marketing. You thinking about selling some of your work, framing it up and...
Not really.
No?
I do a lot of my work, my artwork, because that's how I feel. It's like expressing myself on paper. If I can't find the right words,
You
I
said
just
it. You
draw.
said it. That's right. So how do you think Darby will look on the satellite dish? Just a joke. Doing, of course, one of the most difficult poses,
Difficult
1
poses.
foot balancing. With
got
one
one of
leg
those.
straight. Well, 3 minutes is up. We gotta show it.
Well, I didn't add much to it.
Okay. I guess you can relax now.
Okay.
This is the work that...
It's earlier I was using chalk on it, just chalk, white and peach color.
Not bad. And of course, you're looking at the frame of Darby's pose in comparison to this work.
Right.
And of course, when you first started, the angle that you were working on was different.
When,
Yeah, a little
when I
different.
first started drawing that picture, I was down lower. I was sitting lower, a lot lower. I was on the floor, just relaxing with my feet out.
So, Darby, in relation to what Muriel has said about, of course, you get self-satisfaction about drawing, you know, in comparison to modeling. Strictly a profession, or do you get personal enjoyment too?
No, I have to say it's mostly just a part-time job.
And the modeling part is something that you just would do strictly as a profession, eh?
Yes, I think so. I'm not artistically inclined. And people at the college have asked me, do I ever draw and things like that? I have to say no, I'm just there for the money.
I see. Of course. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. Okay, you've been involved with the Friendship Centre before in previous years in helping us out with the bingo, 2 or 3 years ago. And since then, you've gone quite a bit around the world. Tell us about some of the places that you've seen since then.
Well, I spent a year and a half in the Pacific. Thought it would be a good area of the world to see. Would love to go back, of course. You can never stay long enough, even in a year and a half. There's always more to see.
This isn't the first time you've gone abroad.
No, I do like to travel. It's always nice to come home, though.
That's right.
Makes you appreciate home much more when you go away. And I think we're pretty fortunate here in the Okanagan. And I've bragged it up all over the world.
Great.
Invited people from many countries to come and see it. Hopefully someday someone will show up on my doorstep.
One of the favorite places that you like to go to is?
New Zealand is one of the best. Just because the people are so nice there. And it's got a lot of space, sort of like Canada. There's not that many people, but a lot of space for them. So, yeah.
Are you planning on, like you mentioned, going back to New Zealand somewhere else?
Oh, yeah, there's a few other spots around the world I'd like to see. Nepal would be one of them. It's supposed to be quite spectacular there.
When you mean you need to have a lot of money to do that?
Not necessarily. If you travel on a budget, if you spend your money wisely. There's many ways to travel, and I try and do it the cheapest way possible.
Economically.
Yes.
And how much did it, mind me asking, how much would it cost for someone like to go economically for a year and a half abroad?
It cost me $9,000 to do it.
Cost more to live here.
That's right.
And you did it in $9,000. Did you grow your own food?
No. Eat out.
I see. So the diet is the same over there?
Oh, no.
No?
Of course not.
Of course not, eh? Yeah.
Have many different
Fruits
and the way they prepare things also. Like in Southeast Asia, rice and noodles are a mainstay. You never see a potato over there. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been mistaken as an Oriental?
Oh, everywhere. Everywhere I go, it seems that I look like one of the locals.
Locals?
Yeah.
Is that better? Is that good?
I think most of the time it is.
Yeah.
You, when the locals, whoever they are, Indonesians or Thai or whoever, find out that you are a foreigner, then they seem to feel that a sort of brotherhood because you look a lot like them, as opposed to the usual tourist they see, the European tourist or whatever. So I've felt like I've had a warmer welcome at times because I did look like they look.
Great. Because you're from the United States?
No, I was born in Canada.
Born in Canada? I thought you were United States. No. And you've been living in the Okanagan area for a long time now?
9 years now.
And you mentioned that you bragged about the Okanagan all over the world.
Everywhere I've been.
Yeah. Great. And now you're back home doing, what do you do professionally instead of just modeling?
Oh, I'm a baker normally, most of the time. I just do this as a sideline.
Great. Keeping busy.
So making a little extra money, it always helps.
That's right. Well, I certainly want to thank yourself for coming down on Kla-How-Ya, and of course we're going to have another session with Winona and Ducky to go through some more poses and hopefully come back on Kla-How-Ya and show some of the work that we are going to try to create in the future.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay. And Ducky, thank you very much sorry about rushing you on the sketch.
Oh, it's okay.
She added a few more detail. One last flash before we say goodbye. Here's, don't forget this was just a quick post which we required Darby to go through today. How many poses did you go through the last session?
20 or 30, I suppose.
Yeah. In
2 hours?
In 2 hours.
Great. Thank you very much. Just before we end the program, we'd like to show you once again the work that Muriel Tanner has brought into the studio. And we'll start off, of course, with Hope. No, this is not Hope, this is the horse. Horse with no name. And it took Muriel 8 hours to do this work, and it was done with crayons. Pencil. And of course, now we'll show the Hope picture of the lady. Okay, and the last one was the scenery painting. I like that one a lot. And for more information or for anyone interested in getting involved with our art project at the Friendship Centre, contact myself, Rick Sagayadan, at 542-1247. If you're just a beginner artist or you want to get more information on how you can get involved with some of the programs that we're running, get a hold of myself or Bob Jones at the Friendship Centre. And just a few announcements before we end the program. Our fundraising activities for the month of May is, of course, going to be the casino nights scheduled tentatively on May 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at the Great Canadian Casino building. It's upstairs of the old Goon Hong building on Chinatown here in Vernon. Hope to see you there. Also, don't forget our daytime bingos every Monday at Dabbers from 10:30 to 3. For more information on those fundraising ideas, contact myself once again at the Friendship Centre. And that's all for our program today. I'd like to thank our guest artist, Muriel Tanner, and also our model, Darby Atchison. Thank you very much for watching Kla-How-Ya. This is Rick Sagayadan saying so long for now.